Just as the richest man declared, his divorce lawsuit would only be handled by the man. The wife who had just fired him suddenly realized the entire partnership with the firm was built on him. In a panic, she tried to salvage the situation, claiming her first love was a Harvard graduate and fully capable of handling any case. But she had no idea he couldn't even grasp the basics of legal analysis. Only then did she regret everything she had done. But it was already too late. Everything started just 3 hours earlier. The man, a top-tier lawyer, had just secured a deal with the richest man. When he returned to his office, he found his wife's first love sitting at his desk eating sunflower seeds and spitting shells everywhere. The man politely asked him to clean up, but his assistant arrogantly announced he was the man's new boss. The man only let out a cold laugh, but when they began boasting about the first love's resume, he learned the guy was a so-called Harvard PhD, personally trained by his own wife. The man asked if he even knew who he was, since the Harvard curriculum was compiled by him personally. He was the youngest professor in that university's history. He had revised legal codes, pushed global policies, and was a legend in the legal world. But the first love had no clue. When the man asked again, and the first love denied it, he immediately called the university dean to verify his credentials. But the nervous first love slapped the phone away. That was the final straw. Just as the man was about to act, his wife showed up. Without asking anything, she demanded he apologize on the spot. His apprentice couldn't stand it any longer and tried to explain it was the first love who provoked him first. But the wife didn't listen. Instead, she threatened if he didn't apologize, she'd demote him to janitor. Worse, she ordered him to clean up the trash left by her precious first love. The man had had enough and pushed her aside in anger. But this only made her more furious. She instructed the staff to hold him down and make him clean the floor properly. The man demanded, did their 5-year marriage mean nothing to her? But she coldly replied she had never liked him, and marrying him was a mistake from the start. His heart shattered. He immediately asked for a divorce. The wife didn't hesitate. She pulled out the divorce papers, already signed and prepared. When the man saw the words "leave with nothing," he was overwhelmed with pain. He remembered how she once said the paper was just for show, to protect him from the firm's potential collapse. But now, it had become the very tool to kick him out. The cruelest part was that he had spent his life reading people's hearts, won countless lawsuits, but in the end, he lost to the one he trusted most. But she wasn't finished. She pointed at his clothes, saying she had bought them, and if he was leaving, he had to take off everything. The man fell into despair and began to undress. The richest man walked into the room,